edition of Deep to Right here on Russo's Playbook, episode 15, where we are going to break down possibly the greatest trade deadline of all time in MLB. I mean, it was super exciting. So many trades going down. John's got a whole list of 30 plus over there. I mean, he don't even know what to do with himself. How you doing tonight, John?
Dude, it was not possibly. That was the wildest 24-hour period, I think, in baseball history. That was incredible. Me and my boss pulled up on a job. He was like, why are you not getting out? 17 minutes until 4 o'clock, buddy. I need 17 minutes. It was down to the last minute with fucking electricity, man. It was awesome.
I mean, it was almost like everybody was making a move, you know?
Everybody was getting all-stars. There was a record number. I believe it was 16 all-stars traded at the deadline. Everybody was going except for the Cardinals. But we'll get into that. Nick, how you doing, bro?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. I just want to say before we kick off into the news and notes, make sure you catch us on Russo's Playbook, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Read up on our blogs at russosplaybook.com. And we want to jump right into it?
Bro, we got so much to talk about. Let's get into it. Start off hot. Kris Bryant was the last of the Chicago Cubs to leave the building. Video scene of him emotional, hugging his hitting coach. Everybody knew it was bound to happen. He went to the Giants last second in exchange for Alex Canario, who was the Giants' number 9 prospect, and Caleb Killian, their number 30 prospect. So they got a nice return out of it. That was the last of, I believe, every single player on the Chicago Cub roster to be traded. Bro, what do we think about the Giants finally deciding to buy with the Dodgers snagging up everybody else?
Yeah. Well, the Giants need to do something because both Dodgers and Padres were scooping up players left and right. I mean, no hesitation between them. So Giants need to step it up for sure and grab somebody. And they got their guy in Kris Bryant, who hit a home run in his debut today.
Dude, how funny is it that they made history. All three, Javier Baez, Anthony Rizzo, and Kris Bryant, all homered in their first games with their new teams. But that's hysterical to me.
That's pretty wild.
So
I didn't know.
Obvious.
Yeah, I didn't know Javier Baez did, but that's wild.
Yeah, Javier Baez smacked one today too. He rung the apple. Apple was out and about, baby. Welcome. Bro, it's just so clear to me that everybody in Chicago needed a fresh start. We're going to get into everybody in a minute, but that made it so clear to me.
Yeah, for sure.
But I do like the Cubs' return on that. They get 2 of the Giants' top 30 prospects, 1 top 10. So at least they're getting, but we're going to talk about that in a minute, what they actually got. I like what the Cubs did. Don't like what the Nationals did. Big difference in the two. I think the Cubs will be back. And I hate to say this. I think they'll be back in a couple years to be yet again a thorn in the side of the St. Louis Cardinals. But talking about the Cubs, Javier Baez to the Mets. Not only Javi, Trevor Williams also came over. And that was in exchange for Pete Crow Armstrong, who was the number 19 pick in the 2020 draft, number 5 prospect in the Mets organization. Big splash for the Mets.
Yeah, they needed something there. That provides offense, provides defense. And you got Javi Baez and Lindor, both close friends. Yep, playing that. Yep.
Bro, first of all, they're like best friends. And you get 2 of the game's best shortstops up the middle for you. Get real.
Yeah, great pickup by the Mets.
That was incredible. Once I heard the buzz around that, I was hoping they would pull it off. Good for the Mets, though. Last but not least, not even last but not least, their big bat, though, Anthony Rizzo coming over to the Bronx, baby. Come on. That shit made me so happy. That was out of nowhere.
Yeah, it really was. And I mean, listen, you can't hate on what the Yankees did, and I'm sure we'll dive more into the Yankees in a few. But I mean, Anthony Rizzo leaving and making an impact immediately. It's awesome to see.
4 for 5, 2 home runs, a walk. Dude, come on. That's incredible. They did what they needed to do going out and getting not 1, but 2 lefty power bats.
You see, you said the key word right there, power bats. All right,
Yes,
that's why I'll
sir.
tell you I don't like it.
I agree with you. We'll get into that, but I do agree with you there. Craig Kimbrel swapping sides, going from north to south. I don't know.
Something like that.
I'm pretty sure it's north to south.
So up and down.
Oh yeah, somewhere up and down. Staying in Chicago, going over to the White Sox, giving the White Sox probably the two most dangerous closers in the game right now, in Liam Hendricks and Craig Kimbrel. Dude, that's awesome for my World Series pick. Awesome for the Chicago White Sox. Huge move for them, ensuring that bullpen for October.
Yep. Yeah, the White Sox are looking good. They're making moves. They've already had a good team, good players, and they're just adding to it.
Yeah, absolutely. And they gave up Nick Madrigal in the process, Cody Heuer. But the White Sox also got Cesar Hernandez from the Indians.
Yep.
So they filled that second base spot with Nick Madrigal out for the season with the torn hamstring. You fill that much needed spot, actually ship Madrigal out. They get Cesar Hernandez and get Craig Kimbrel in there. I love the moves the Chicago White Sox made.
Yeah, they're trying to prove you right.
Dude, absolutely. I will not let that one down. The biggest trade of the trade deadline of the past few years, I would say. Mad Max and Trea Turner over to the Los Angeles Dodgers. They gave up a hell of a return. Keibert Ruiz, I believe it is. I always mess up his first name. My apologies. Keibert Ruiz, who was their number one prospect. He's the second catching prospect behind Adley Rutschman. They give up Josiah Gray, who's their number two prospect, the right-handed pitcher, Gerardo Carrillo, and Donovan Casey, both who are mid-range prospects. Huge return, but they get top three pitcher in the game. And what do you want to say? Top two, top three, borderline the best shortstop in the game, not named Fernando Tatis?
Yeah. I mean, the Dodgers really killed it. And it was funny because I see the notification like Padres are trying to make a trade for Scherzer and everything.
I tweeted it. I thought it was done.
Yeah. And then 5 minutes later, it's like Dodgers made a massive move. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah. 5 minutes later, it was Mad Max and Trea Turner. I was like, what?
Blew my mind.
Bro,
but I mean, it was spectacular for the Dodgers. I mean, you just add to that team overall, and it's just it's hard to see anybody beat them at this point.
Absolutely, that payroll's got to be around $300 million.
Oh yeah, they
ludicrous.
Well, that's what I was trying to say for the Yankees. If you were gonna go and make trades to bring in big contracts, big money, and all this, then don't do it by like a couple million. Blow past the threshold by $100 million. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna pass it, pass it. Don't do no nonsense.
I think they still stayed under it. They got the Rangers to pay for Joey Gallo. I think the Cubs are paying for half of Rizzo's contract.
I think pretty much all of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I know it was at least half.
Yeah.
But I love what the Yankees did. Love what the Yankees did.
I mean, as much as I was arguing Brian Cashman, something needs to change and everything, this is why he stays and he shows us every year. Yeah. Yes, he has problems with free agents sometimes. He has problems with finding great starting pitching and sometimes with the draft. He has his issues. But when that trade deadline comes and he knows what the Yankees needs, he'll go out and get it. And it's stellar.
And speaking about, while we're on it, we'll get first, you got anything left to say about Mad Max and Trea Turner? I mean, the best team in baseball just got better.
Yeah, well, that's it. The reigning champs are like, yeah, we're still here, dog.
Like 100%.
And you know what? It's also we're not messing around. We're not taking our chances with the wild card. We're going for the division.
Yep. Dude, Clayton Kershaw, Walker Buehler, they traded for Danny Duffy, which they got Danny Duffy in cash for a player to be named later. He's not expected back until August. Mad Max, Julio Urias. That's 5 All-Stars. 3, 2 Cy Young winners.
It's pretty ridiculous what they did.
That's an insane pitching rotation. Blue Jays also went right up there, though. going out and getting Jose Barrios.
You said they needed it.
I said they needed it. They went out. They got it. I love it. I love the Jose Barrios trade. They give up Austin Martin, who's their number 2 prospect, Simeon Woods Richardson, their number 4 prospect. So the return was nice for the Twins. 2 top 5 prospects out of the Blue Jays organization. But if you want to compete in this AL East, you got to go out and get. And they did just that.
Yeah. Yeah, and shout out to them. Like I said, you called it. Was it last week? 2 episodes ago, you were saying they needed that starting pitching, and I mean they did exactly that. And my only thought is why other teams couldn't get to them. You know, plenty of teams that needed them.
Plenty of teams. I can't believe Kenta Maeda didn't go anywhere. Why am I blanking on his name right now? We'll get to him. He's somewhere on my list. Getting back to the what we were just talking about.
Blue Jays?
Blue Jays, yeah. That you want to compete against. It's not even the Yankees right now. I said the Yankees after they bought, absolutely you got to contend. With the Rays, the Red Sox, I mean, that is a red hot division. It's NL West, AL East. Those are your 2 best divisions in baseball. And if you want to compete, you gotta be the big spender.
Yeah, for sure. I agree 100%.
Talking about who absolutely needed, it was imperative to them making October, the Philadelphia Phillies. Sure, you get Kyle Gibson, you get Ian Kennedy, you bring back, what's his name, Freddie Galvis from the Baltimore Orioles. Fine. You did not, the Mets got Javier Baez. The Nats tore everything apart. The Braves went out and bought everybody they could to replace Ronald Acuna. Jock Peterson, Jorge Soler, Eddie Rosario, Stephen Vogt. They went out and Adam Duvall. I mean, they went out and got everything they needed to catch up to the Mets. They clearly think this is a division that they can take. Yeah,
you hit it right on the head. That's exactly how the Braves see it. I mean, that NL division, NL East, it's up for grabs. Anybody can have it. The Mets don't have a big lead. So if you can make some trades here and there like the Braves did, you can catch up and you actually have a possibility even with your best player being injured. Yeah. Now, when you brought up the Phillies, I have a huge problem with that because I thought they should be buyers. I thought they have a chance to fight for this division. And just the fact that you didn't do enough, as we see, there were so many players to be had, and you kind of sat there just wondering, you had to jump on that opportunity. You had to build on your team if you want to win this division because you're not getting a wild card spot. So the Phillies are huge losers in my book. I just don't know what else to say. They really disappointed to me.
I completely agree. I mean, I said Phillies were going to win this division. You said the Mets were. You said the Braves were going to make a push, though, and it's starting to look like you were a hell of a lot more right.
You got to put that on my list.
I mean, Kyle Gibson's having an incredible year, but he's 30 years old. This is his first good season. He's been slumping lately. Ian Kennedy is a journeyman. Freddie Galvis is good defensively. He's not really great at the plate. Didi's slumping all year, or not all year. All year. Sorry, Didi, I love it, but he's slumping. He's definitely slumping lately. So you bring in Freddie Galvis, who is having a better season than normal, but these are older players. Freddie Galvis, not so much, but older players who have not proven themselves in the past few years. It's the silly moves to me.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to catch what's the phrase, like lightning in a bottle or some shit.
Yep.
Yeah, so they're just trying to catch that. Hopefully, they get the older guys to perform the rest of this year. Hope they catch some luck, but I don't see it happening. I think they really blew their chances.
Dude, I don't either. I was talking about blown chances. The laughing stock of the trade deadline. What are the Cardinals doing?
Dude, I was ready to call you and
doing, fellas.
Yeah.
We don't. Yeah. They don't do a thing, and then we buy John Lester and Jay Happ. 6.77 ERA, J Happ. That's
Yikes.
the answer to our pitching struggles. Clowns.
Dude, I mean, at least I they tried. They tried maybe. they put some effort in, I guess.
They said they needed inning eaters, and that you guys got about 6 innings, 7 tops combined between the two of them. So congratulations.
Yeah, it's
Clown.
not good. Not good at all.
Bro, MLB Network was roasting them for their trade deadline special. It was pathetic. I don't. Those are the two moves I understand the least. I don't get it
And
whatsoever.
I know you could tell you're hurting with the sound of your voice. You're not even getting riled up no more. It's just like
No,
so disappointing.
I did it, bro. Jay fucking Happ and John Lester, like there's just nothing to say.
It's a bad look.
It's
Bad luck.
frustrating, man.
It is.
God, dude, I got nothing left to say about the Cardinals. Nolan Arenado's a Cardinal. That's we got to be happy about.
We'll keep it moving. Don't bring you down too much.
Yeah, we'll keep it moving. I like what the A's did going out getting Yan Gomes, Josh Harrison. Yep. I like that move. I like the Starling Marte trade. Getting Jesus Luzardo also out of town. I like that move a lot. You get Jesus out. He's not had the great past couple years. Starling Marte needs that new start. 1-for-1. Boom.
Yeah. Yeah, and the A's need to do something to hold down that wild card spot, possibly make a push for the division. But they got some teams behind them making a push.
Absolutely. You got the Stros, if not the best team in the league, right up there with the Giants and the Dodgers. You got to do something. If you're the A's, they did what they could. They went out, bought. I love what they did. And I'm not a big Jesus Luzardo fan, so I like that trade, getting him out and getting Starling Marte in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Did we talk Braves yet?
Braves, yeah.
Talk Braves, Cardinals, Blue Jays getting Joaquin Soria. I also like that, adding to the back of their bullpen. That was for 2 players to be named later. Astros get Phil Matan and Yainer Diaz for Miles Straw from the Indians. I don't like what the Indians did either. When they shipped out Cesar Hernandez, Eddie Rosario, Phil Matan, who is having a pretty good season for a reliever, the return was minimal. You're starting with a new team next year. You would like to think that they would get a couple prospects, get a couple, maybe a few younger players to start something exciting next year. But not a big fan of what they did.
Yeah, totally. You want to touch on the Yankees a little more? Do you have that next?
Yeah.
Yeah,
the Yankees, they still shoot.
No, I'm just saying, I'm excited, a little questioning, but you can't, like we said, you can't ask for more with Cashman, him showing up at the trade deadline, try and get what you need, lefty bats. But the one key word I took from what you said is their lefty power bats. Listen, Rizzo's been unbelievable for us so far. The past 3 games or so. Yep. Yeah, 2 days, 3 days, whatever it was. He's been killing it. Gallo's all right. He's getting you up to date. He had his first hit today. I got no problem with them playing and all that. But my problem is you've seen all year your power bats. Once they get slow, once they get quiet, they're not making much noise. So why the hell are you doubling up on more power bats? Maybe make a trade for Trea Turner, get some speed, get some contact hitting in there. Maybe make a trade for any of these other guys that aren't just labeled power bats. It's a swing and a miss.
I completely agree. Completely. That's the point that I agree on. I would have loved to get Trea Turner in the Bronx. That would have made me the happiest man. But Trea Turner gets snagged up by the dot. No, they made the Joey Gallo move first.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy the Joey Gallo trade for one reason. I said I thought they were gonna spend a lot. They didn't really. They get what? As Ezekiel Duran is their number 15 prospect. Josh Smith, their number 14. Trevor was it Hauver? Yeah, Trevor Hauver,
Oh,
their
yeah.
number 23, and Glenn Otto, their number 28. So they do get 4 top 30 prospects, which is nice. But Joey Gallo comes over at what I would call a little bit of a cheaper price tag.
See, but we could say that, but now listen. Now here's the problem, and here's the whole thing with also getting these power bats and getting these players. So you got Aaron Judge, contract retires after next year. So what is that, 2023, 22,
Yep.
23, something like that. Either way, they all line up. So you got Judge, who comes off 2023. You got Gallo, who's a free agent 2023. I believe Rizzo is going to be a free agent 2023. You got Gary Sanchez going to be a free agent. Gleyber Torres is coming up. I don't know when he's going to have to get paid. DJ LeMay
eligible for arbitration soon.
Yeah. LeMahieu signed big. You got Garrett Cole signed big. So in 2023, what are you gonna do? You're just gonna sign everybody? So you're telling me you're gonna sign Aaron Judge, you're gonna sign Joey Gallo, you're gonna keep the Stanton contract, owing him what, 28 million at that time? 26 million?
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, you basically logjam yourself to either, if you don't win a World Series, now you're a bust. You either got to repay or pay everybody or lose everybody. Or you're gonna, win a World Series and then maybe it was worth it for winning it that one time. But as Cashman said himself, he's not here to win one. He's here to build a dynasty again.
Yeah,
so
they've opened that window. They opened that window for themselves. Now you have 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years, unless we're going to have this same exact Yankee team for the next 10, 2 years is that window. I think Anthony Rizzo is the most secure to get that contract as of right now.
Yeah, the only problem with that, I believe he's going to be 32 when he's up for free agency. So, I mean,
that old? I thought Joey Gallo
I'm pretty sure he's
like
30, 31, yeah.
For some reason.
Yeah, he's only 28.
Yeah.
Like 27, like something like that.
Yeah, he's 27. I thought he was like 35. I feel like he's been in the league for 12 years.
Yeah,
But,
for sure. It's just, and people can say it's a 2-year window. We could see how well it goes, but like I said, Cashman said this isn't a one-time thing. So now why are things changing? We were set to build a dynasty, what, 2 years ago, 3 years ago? Now we're blowing it up? Or we're gonna
change. They're talking about trading Luke Voit. Luke Voit was on the block reportedly. I didn't hear anything about trading Gio or Gleyber.
Gio's gonna be gone. I think Gio's a free agent in the same year as Judge and everybody too.
Yeah, I think he is.
Next year?
Yeah, it's either this year or next year.
Yeah. So I mean, you got plenty of
getting paid like $800,000.
Yeah. It's not, and that's why even with the money wise, like the fact that Cashman got Gallo and Rizzo and got their teams to pay it, like that's awesome. Cashman is a monster for that, but he's constructing this team as if he's ready to blow it up already. I mean, you just started building this thing.
It would appear that way. On the flip side, like I said before, we're going to have this same exact Yankees team, give or take 2 or 3 position players for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
I got a couple relievers I want to talk about real quick. The Blue Jays also got Brad Hand from the Nationals, which yet again, just going back from before, you want to play with the big dogs, you got to act like the big dogs, you got to buy like the big dogs. Yeah. Love to hear it. That's another huge acquisition, I think, that went a little under the radar because of all the other big name players going. The Nationals just got Brad Hand this year, and now he's going over to Toronto. So I love that move as well. We talked Cesar Hernandez to the White Sox, but Eduardo Escobar to the Brewers is another second baseman utility player that first of all, incredible season, all-star. And the Brewers did what they needed to do to pull away from the rest of that division. Mm-hmm. Perfect acquisition. I think they did what, they saw their lead, clearly knew how many games ahead they were, clearly saw the Cardinals not buying, the Reds not buying, the Cubs tearing down the house. Said, let's get one more piece in here and let's keep this damn ball rolling.
Yep. Yeah, as they need it. They definitely need to add and keep moving on for the Brewers.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing I was very disappointed at, and I know the rest of the clubhouse was the Mariners trading Kendall Graveman and Rafael Montero to the Astros. I mean, fire Jerry DiPoto was trending on Twitter. Jerry DiPoto's got to go. That locker room was frantic. They were furious. They were enraged. I mean, they were not happy. He's one of the best relievers on the season. He's a leader in that locker room, and people were not happy to find that out, especially to a rival. I do not like that move at all. It happened a few days before the deadline. It is one of my least favorite trades that happened.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I'm sorry. The dog was bugging out real quick. I apologize. He was calm all show, and then here we go. We're fucking winding down. We're going wild. Man's playing tug of war. Playing tug of war with me under the table. Like, come on, dude.
He's like, yo, I want to get in on the trade talk. Who else we talk? Oh, the Red Sox completely reaction bought Kyle Schwarber after missing Anthony Rizzo.
Yeah.
That was hysterical. Oh, yeah. That was announced like 10 minutes later. That was complete reaction from not getting Anthony Rizzo and Anthony Rizzo actually going to the worst team they could have picked.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Love it for us. Kyle Schwarber, he's streaky. I mean, he had like 18 games or 18 home runs in 16 games. Incredible, but that's not a player I want to rely on for October.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. You try to get through the list real quick, try to make sure you didn't miss anything.
Yankees also got Andrew Heaney, got a little pitching help. He's having a rough year. I think he's 6 for 7, almost like a 5.5, 6 ERA. Everybody's struggling in Los Angeles right now. Dylan Bundy's not even a starter anymore. So get him out of LA. They need the innings.
Yeah, and his last 2 appearances for the Yankees, he yesterday was 1, 2, 3 up and down. Today I think he pitched 1 2/3 innings, and he had only 1 hit. So I mean, the guy's, at least for the first 2 games he's appearing in, just turning around.
I like the Yankees making a move, and they got cash in exchange for Jansen Junk, their number 27 prospect, and Elvis Paguero.
Okay.
So a nice top 30 prospect, but nothing huge. I like, you're also getting cash in exchange, so nothing too big. We talked Cubs. We talked Mets. Talked Dodgers.
Real quick, I know it's not a trade deadline, but the Mets draft pick had problems with his elbow. Yeah, we almost forgot to mention it. He had problems with his elbow. They didn't want to. They were like, I think, renegotiating something, and he didn't want to sign. They didn't want to give him this. Next thing you know, they lose their draft pick. He went unsigned now.
Yeah. Kumar Rocker is not getting signed by the New York Mets. So now he's got a decision of whether he wants to go back to college, sign for what are they like independent leagues. That was a shocking development today. That was.
And I mean they get compensated with the number 11 pick next year. But I mean, it's basically like you didn't have a first round
50% though, I think.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's basically like you didn't have a first round pick this year. So I mean that's real. I mean, it looks bad.
It's also Kumar Rocker. The dude's a dog. If he comes out to have some incredible year this year, get signed, incredible career, that is a huge mishap.
And that's my problem, because say the worst that you thought was, okay, he's going to need Tommy John immediately. Okay, so what? You lose him for a year or 2? He's 21 years old, if not younger. Let the kid get Tommy John, get it out the way. They say it usually. I don't know, man.
I was not a fan of hearing that. I mean, the kid's a stud. he would have been MLB ready in like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, exactly. So let him have that surgery now, get it worked out. And 2-3 years, you could have a stud on your hands when DeGrom's starting to decline.
Yeah. Whoa. If DeGrom
If. Big if.
He's going to be Tom Brady, 45 years old with a 1.2 ERA.
Yeah. No, I would believe it.
You got anything else, dude? I'm looking through my list.
No, you got it through it all. No, well, I mean, if you don't have anything else to really touch on, I just wanted to wrap up our winners and losers real quick.
Yeah, I got one more.
There you go. Hit me with it.
Braves got Richard Rodriguez from the Pirates, who's another nice, like the Blue Jays. Ensure the back of that bullpen. You want to make a push for October. You need the starters. You need the back of the bullpen. Braves went out and did that too.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. And we'll just run through our winners and losers real quick. So my winners were Dodgers for sure, Max Scherzer and Trea Turner. That's a win right there. I got the Yankees I got the Yankees as winners because lefty bats. I know I was saying I ain't like the power bats, but they did something. And they knew they needed to do something. They adjusted to what they needed. So I thought that was really good. I thought they could be winners for that. And my third winner has to be the Braves. I mean, you lose your best player, all-star, and you keep adding. You know you can still fight for this division. So I think they're winners in my books.
I got all of them. I got those three. I also have the Cubs down as winners. I know they sold everybody. I know they burnt it down. I like the return they got, though. They got 2 top 30 from the Giants. They got a top Pete Crow Armstrong was the Mets number 5, the number 9, number 12 prospects from the Yankees, plus Nick Madrigal and 2 other mid-range prospects. That is a huge, huge return for tearing down the house.
Yeah,
so I got for sure. Giants, you still got to consider them winners. They hung with the Dodgers, excuse me. The Athletics were winners in my eyes. The Mets and the Blue Jays too. I mean, everybody. Yeah. I feel like I got half the league down here as winners, but that was
the trade deadline.
My phone didn't stop. I wanted to be like that every single year. That was electric.
Yeah, it was fun to watch for sure.
Bro, incredible.
Yeah, but it probably wasn't fun to watch for these teams on our losers list. And I'll rattle mine off: Nationals, Phillies, and Mariners. Nationals, I mean, you blew it up when you didn't have to blow it up. You came out last year, said this team will be here forever, and then you blew it up by halfway through the season. So the losers in my book, Phillies, we touched on. They needed to do more to win that division. It seems like they're going to end up in third because the Braves did way more than them. And the Mariners, I mean, you're close. You're getting there. You almost had John's picks right. And then you start trading off. What are you doing?
And not even that. I said that they should go out and buy. The Yankees go out and get Joey Gallo, Anthony Rizzo, and Andrew Heaney. The Mariners are good as dead in that wild card spot. There's no way. There's no chance. The Nationals, I completely agree with everything you just said there. Everybody knew they wanted to get the contract off of their hands of Mad Max. Trading Trea Turner is wild to me. It's like the Giants trading Odell Beckham. I will never understand. Yeah, that's still angry. I will never understand trading young superstars. I will never understand it. Make them happy. Give them the money. That's what you try and build around, is a young shortstop like Trea Turner. That's nuts to me. Mad Max, Trea Turner, Josh Harrison, Brad Hand, Yan Gomes, John Lester, Daniel Hudson, Kyle Schwarber. Get out of DC.
I don't understand how they could blow it up like this. I really don't.
Most years, that's the amount of trades we see.
Yeah.
Those are just the players the Nationals traded.
Yeah.
My God. I also, just to wrap it up on my losers list, I got the Indians and the Cardinals too. I don't like the return the Indians got. They've been competitive this year. We keep talking, how are they doing it? How are they doing it? Well, now they're not going to. So they've entered their full rebuild, and the Cardinals just shoot me now, Nick.
Just put you out of your misery, dude. I apologize for the sadness.
Call me old Yeller.
Dude, yeah, your Cardinals definitely got to be on the losers list. I don't know, man.
Dude.
I don't want to rile you up.
And with that, I'm done.
We'll end it right there. Our Deep to Right Greatest Trade Deadline Ever, episode 15. You catch it on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. You can also catch up on our blogs at Russo'sPlaybook.com. Catch us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, at Russo's Playbook, at Johnny Two Bats. We'll catch you guys again next week.